What rules your life? Discipline or desire? Most men believe they are free. But freedom is an illusion if you are chained by craving. You think you're choosing, but in reality, your choices are already chosen for you, by your impulses, by your habits, by your distractions. The Stoics gave us a hard truth. If you cannot master your desires will master you. And the man ruled by desire will never rule anything else. Today, we uncover why discipline over desire is the foundation of true power, and how you can master it. This is not just philosophy. This is survival. Every day you are in a war with yourself. A war with comfort, laziness, distraction, and temptation. And every decision is a battle you either win or lose. The Stoics knew this war. They lived in a world of luxury, politics, and chaos, no different from ours. And yet, they left behind wisdom on how to stay strong when everything pulls you toward weakness. In this video, we'll break down why desires destroy freedom, why discipline builds strength, how Stoic masters like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus trained themselves to choose discipline over desire every single day, and how you can apply these principles in your own modern life, practically, simply, and powerfully. Because if you win this battle, you win yourself. And if you win yourself, no external force can enslave you again. Let's be brutally honest. The modern world is designed to enslave you through desire. Your phone vibrates, your brain craves it. Ads flash images, your mind wants them. Endless food, endless shows, endless scrolling, pleasure on demand. And every time you give in, you make the chain around your neck a little tighter. The Stoics would call this the illusion of freedom. You think you are free because you can indulge whenever you want. But in truth, this is slavery. Seneca warned us, an uncontrolled appetite is a form of punishment. Think about it. You desire junk food, you lose your health. You desire validation, you lose your confidence. You desire comfort, you lose your potential. Each unchecked desire takes something from you, and the more you obey them, the weaker you become. Marcus Aurelius asked himself daily, "You were born a man, not a beast, so why act like one?" Beasts chase instinct. Men are meant to rise above instinct. And yet, most modern men live like beasts, slaves to appetite, impulse, and dopamine. The Stoics flipped the script. They saw that desire is endless. You satisfy one, and another appears. Chasing them is like pouring water into a cracked jar. It never fills. But discipline is finite, clear, sharpened, controlled. It is the sword that cuts through endless craving. Epictetus, once a literal slave, taught, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Freedom, then, is not doing whatever you want. Freedom is being able to say no. Discipline is the art of saying no to what weakens you and yes to what strengthens you. Modern psychology backs this up. Studies show that self-control is one of the strongest predictors of success in every area: health, wealth, relationships, leadership. Motivation fades, inspiration fades, but discipline stays, even when you don't feel like it. Here's the paradox. Desire feels easy now, but heavy later. Discipline feels heavy now, but light later. The Stoics chose the weight now, so that life itself became lighter. Picture two men. The first wakes up late, checks his phone before even leaving bed, eats whatever he craves, wastes hours scrolling, and postpones every responsibility until tomorrow. The second wakes up with purpose. He trains his body, sharpens his mind, and works on his goals, not because he feels like it, but because it is necessary. Both men live in the same world, but their outcomes will not be the same. The man of desire becomes weak, dependent, distracted. He feels free, but is secretly enslaved. The man of discipline becomes strong, reliable, respected. He feels the weight of effort, but carries it with honor. One is ruled, one rules. This is why the Stoics compared life to a battlefield. Every choice is a strike, a block, or a surrender. Marcus Aurelius said, "The things you think about determine the quality of your mind. Your soul takes the color of your thoughts." Desire colors the soul with weakness. Discipline colors the soul with strength. Which color are you painting your soul with today? The Stoics weren't abstract. They lived what they preached. And you can too. Here's how. 1. Master your mornings. How you start the day sets the tone. If you begin with desire, social media, junk, laziness, you've already lost. But if you begin with discipline, silence, movement, reflection, you win the first battle. Marcus Aurelius would write to himself every morning, "When you wake up unwilling, remember, I am rising to do the work of a human being." 2. Train the muscle of restraint. Every time you delay gratification, you strengthen discipline. Skip the dessert, resist the impulse, choose the harder path. Seneca said, "It is not that life is short, but that we waste much of it." Wasted life is nothing but surrendered discipline. 3. Embrace voluntary hardship. The Stoics practiced cold baths, simple food, uncomfortable living on purpose. Not because they had to, but because it kept them sharp. They asked, "What if tomorrow comfort is gone? Will I still stand strong?" You can train this today. Take cold showers, walk instead of drive, fast occasionally, train your body, build resilience. 4. Remember death, memento mori. Every time temptation arises, remember, life is short. Ask yourself, if this were my last day alive, would I waste it chasing this desire? Or would I choose something greater?
This is how Stoics turned philosophy into power, by living as if every moment mattered, because it does.
Epictetus, born a slave, he could have surrendered to desire, but he chose discipline. He trained his mind so deeply that he became one of the greatest teachers in history. His chains were external, but his spirit was free. Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, surrounded by luxury, flattery, and temptation. Yet he wrote daily reminders to himself about humility, discipline, and duty. Surrounded by indulgence, he chose restraint. Surrounded by power, he chose responsibility. Seneca, a wealthy man, yet he practiced poverty. He wore rough clothes, ate simple food, and reminded himself, "Is this what I feared?" He trained discipline so that desire never ruled him. Each of them proved the same truth. Discipline is not natural. It must be trained daily, deliberately, like a warrior sharpening his sword. So how do we live discipline over desire today? With technology. Don't let your phone dictate your day. Set times to use it. Use it as a tool, not a master. With food, eat to fuel, not to indulge. Discipline your appetite, and your body will reward you with strength. With time, guard your hours, cut distractions, build habits that feed purpose, not pleasure. With work, don't wait for motivation. Show up. Do the work. Motivation may start you, but discipline finishes. With relationships, don't chase validation. Don't seek approval. Build yourself, and respect will follow. Every small discipline compounds. Every conquered desire strengthens you. Every choice builds either chains or freedom. Here is the ultimate Stoic insight. Desires promise happiness, but deliver emptiness. Discipline demands sacrifice, but delivers strength. Desire is cheap. Discipline is priceless. Desire gives you slavery. Discipline gives you freedom. Desire consumes your life. Discipline creates your life. The man who rules his desires rules himself, and the man who rules himself is more powerful than kings. Discipline is not about rejecting joy. It is about building the strength to choose real joy over empty cravings. When you master your desires, you master your destiny. The Stoics lived as warriors of the mind, not slaves of the body, not slaves of the world, and you can too. Remember, discipline over desire, always. Now I ask you, which will you choose today, discipline or desire? Write it in the comments. And if you are serious about building an unshakable Stoic mindset, subscribe and watch our next video, The Art of Letting Go.